Welcome back, everybody. Today I'm here to talk about The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 14, and we're going to be looking at the images from the upcoming episode. AMC and Skybound, as usual, released images for the upcoming episode, so we're going to be going through them and breaking down in this video today. Before I do begin, though, I quickly wanted to address this. I don't think I'm going to make a separate video for it because we don't have too much information on it just yet. But it does look like the Walking Dead season finale will be getting postponed because of the coronavirus. They're not going to be able to finish the VFX, the music, all that kind of stuff. So it does look like it's going to be getting postponed. We don't know too much information. That's why I didn't want to make a separate video. All we know, it's going to be airing later this year as a special episode. And I totally get it. It's understandable because, workplaces all around the country are getting shut down because of the coronavirus. And it's for the best, it's people's safety and health. And it's totally understandable. But I quickly wanted to address that in the beginning of this video. But if we get like a trailer for the episode after episode 15 and, any information we get about the episode itself, obviously I'll be covering on the channel. And when more information gets released, I'll be covering it as well. But just all we know right now is that the episode will be getting postponed. So again, we'll be continuing on this channel, making Walking Dead videos as usual. But yeah, it does look like it's going to be getting postponed, for the time being. But with all that being said, let's talk about episode 14 and these new images. Alright, starting off, we have an image of Negan here, and he is just at the field where Carol is gonna put Alpha's head. I was about to say Alpha, but Alpha's dead. But Alpha is technically there, so I'm not wrong. But yeah, Carol's gonna put Alpha's head on the spikes for Beta, and I'm very excited to see Beta's reaction. We do have some images of Beta coming up, so we'll talk about that. We have an image of Daryl pointing his crossbow at Negan. Now, I don't think he's gonna kill him, obviously. It's gonna be really hard to see Daryl forgive Negan. It really is, because I don't think he's ever gonna. I think I saw someone say Daryl will forgive but not forget, which is the perfect way to put it. He's gonna forgive Negan, but he will never forget, what he did to Glenn and Abraham. So that's the way it's gonna be. Not everybody that is part of the good side has to be best friends. Not everybody has to be BFFs. They can just be colleagues and work together, and that's what I kind of see with Negan and Daryl. I do hope we get some sort of intimate scene between them, like a heartfelt scene where they actually share, just talk without yelling at each other and pointing guns and weapons and crossbows at each other. That's one thing I do hope for. I wanted a scene to get, even Aaron and Negan had a scene like that after Negan helped Aaron way back in the first half of season 10. I mean, that felt so long ago because of the break, but. And I say that a lot, but that break, for some reason, I feel like the first half of this season was another season. That's how long ago it was. But yeah, that's what I mean. I just want a little scene between them to, just show something, besides, aggression. Here we have a scene of Negan and Daryl near the border. I'm not sure exactly what they're doing at the border. If he's taking him out there to threaten to kill him or something, and then it just sort of his mind changes or something. I don't know, but because all we have, here's the next image. We have an image of him pointing again his weapon to Negan, and I have a feeling that's what he's kind of doing, because he's making him turn around. He's pointing his crossbow at him, so I feel like maybe he's taking him out here to kill him or something. But then something changes his mind. I don't see Carol in any of these images during the nighttime, so maybe Carol shows up later on. But that is really interesting. And it looks like Carol is not gonna tell people that it was Negan, because that was their deal. I made a video talking about the opening minutes, but that was their deal. Carol said, if you kill Alpha and bring me her head, people will forget what you did and remember you by that. And then in the trailer that we got, Negan seemed a bit frustrated at Carol for not keeping her promise. So maybe she doesn't keep her promise at first, and Daryl finds Negan and takes him out to kill him, and then Carol comes to the rescue and saves Negan or something like that. Because I don't think Negan's gonna die or anything. But that's the way I kind of see it playing out. Let me know if you agree or disagree, but let me know what you think is going on in these images. Alright, next we just have an image of a walker on the ground. Nothing too much to see here. And then we have another image. Oh wow, this is a close-up on a walker that's very Very interesting to say the least. But yeah, that's a cool looking walker. And man, I gotta get, every time I see cool looking walkers, I just always remember Greg Nicotero and his team are super talented because they make some amazing looking walkers. Here we have an image of Beta, and there's a guy behind him. I believe that's another Whisperer without the mask. It's always interesting to see other Whisperers without the mask. Like we've seen the main Whisperers, well, not Beta, but like, you know, Alpha and Gamma, but not, you know, we don't see many of the other ones without a mask. So that's really interesting. But yeah, Beta is gonna be on a mission this episode because he's gonna be angry. He's gonna be furious when he finds Alpha's head. Oh, that walker we were just talking about, that looks to be a walker that the Whisperers are facing. I don't think they're gonna steal the walker's mask because half its face is gone, but I think it's always so cool when we're watching the from, you know, from the point of view of the Whispers, because they are super interesting. And then we have another image of that. Wait, did that guy just turn into a walker? That's super interesting to me because he doesn't look like a walker, unless he is a walker in this image. But in this other image, like half of his face is gone. So I don't know if I'm just seeing stuff, but he looks like a walker in that one. Did they just spoil it for us, or is he a walker in this first image too? He doesn't look like a walker, so I don't know. I don't know what I'm seeing right now. But yeah, I think they just spoiled that this guy turns into a walker. But yeah, Beta's carrying someone's head here. I believe it's gonna be Alpha's head, because he's going to this little shack or something, and he's gonna have I think like a moment with Alpha's head to just sort of gather himself. Like here he is sitting here, you know, he's carrying Alpha again. And then in the trailer, we saw that he was holding Alpha's head up to him because he's just very upset with everything that's going on. And then we move on to the Eugene group, which I'm very excited about them as well because they're going to go meet Stephanie. I don't know if they're going to meet her in this episode, but we're going to get there in this episode. You know, at least we're going to start getting there in this episode is what I meant to say. Like we have Eugene here. We have Ezekiel. We have this really cool looking walker that is like a security guard or a police officer. This is a super cool looking walker. They're actually getting really, they're still like 10 years into the show. They get pretty unique with the walkers. And that's what I mean. I just love looking at some of these walkers. It never gets boring. And then Yumiko is with them too. So this is like Eugene, Yumiko, and Ezekiel. So it's an interesting group that's going. You know, these three really don't talk to each other that much. But these three are the ones that are going. Now, my theory, I talked about this in a couple of videos ago. I talked about it in a couple of videos actually. I keep bringing this up, but I do think Ezekiel is going to the Commonwealth, or Stephanie, who I think is the Commonwealth. I think he's going because of his cancer, and I think Eugene is interested to see if they have the supplies and stuff. Because the Commonwealth, you know, if I'm sure everyone knows, is like a big group. You know, in the comics, they're a big group. They're a big civilization. So I wouldn't be surprised if they have the materials and the supplies needed to help Ezekiel. So I think that's why Ezekiel is going to check if they have it. Next, we have an image of Yumiko, again, the group in the town. And again, I'm very excited to be inside of the city again. Here's another image of them in the city. This time off their horses. They're getting closer. Here's another one. And I think it's like really cool when the group is back, you know, in the city scouting, and just like, you know, just looking for places and scavenging and all that kind of stuff. It's super cool, I think. It just kind of reminds me of classic Walking Dead, which I really love. I love just, you know, characters scavenging and stuff like that. Again, here's another shot of that police officer walker. Here's a shot of Yumiko, and then back to Carol. And Carol here is in the dark, so it does look like those images we were talking about before where Daryl and Negan are. It looks like Carol is going to be there as well. And then we have, so this is the guy I was talking about. His face is not bleeding here. So this guy, I think they pretty much spoiled it in these images. He is going to die and turn into a walker. Here is a guy wearing a mask. This is them on the field. So this is like probably early on in the episode when they're finding Alpha's head. So again, that's something I'm really looking forward to seeing, you know, just to see the reaction to it. Here's a shot of Negan, another shot of Negan and Carol. One more of, oh, I like this one. This is a good image of Negan, Carol, and then just Alpha's head there, right in the middle spike. And then a shot of Carol in the dark. And then it looks like she's going inside of this little house. I don't know exactly what is going on here. If this is like maybe somewhere she's staying because she's upset, like, because a lot of people are mad at her right now back home, so maybe she's excluding herself, like kind of like Daryl did, or she's just scavenging. It could be either or, but that's the reason I bring it up is because I am interested in Carol's arc post Whisper War, because a lot of people are upset with her. Because well, not a lot of people, I wouldn't say a lot of people, but some of the main characters like Magna and Yumiko and Daryl, they're all sort of upset with her, and now Negan too, if she doesn't keep her promise. So that's why I'm interested to see, like, what is she gonna do to rebuild those friendships, or is she gonna be like sort of isolate herself and be independent for a little bit again, because Carol does have a history of doing that. So we'll see. Hopefully not, because I would kind of find that a little bit repetitive. Hopefully she doesn't do that. But you guys let me know what you think is going to happen to Carol post Whisper War. And with Carol, it's interesting because Carol is a character who is not around this long in the comics. So for her, it's like new stuff every season. So that's why I do like the changes between the comics and the show, because it's not always predictable. Like, we don't know what's going to happen with certain characters. So let me know, what do you think is going to be going on with Carol post Whisper War? And then lastly, we have an image of this is a really cool image, a good angle of Carol and Alpha. So Alpha's gone. This episode, we're going to see the aftermath of all of it. We're going to see Beta's reaction. So a lot of good stuff coming up in this week's episode of The Walking Dead. And those were the images we got for The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 14. Let me know what you think about them in the comments down below. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, be sure to leave a like rating. For more daily content, be sure to subscribe. And lastly, hopefully all you guys are doing okay out there. Just please watch after yourselves, wash your hands, and be careful. Love you guys. Thank you guys for all the support on these videos. I truly do appreciate it. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.